Friends, this is a very short video that I made of what we've learned in class between 1.1 and 1.4, and it really is the most important part that you need to remember in order to be able to do geometry well and fast and not get frustrated. And it's basically all of the geometry notations and how they work, okay? So as a quick reminder, you need this video before you take your test, before you do homework. It's up there for you to work with. A point is just a dot and only is named by a capital letter or uppercase letter. A line can be either named by a lowercase letter or by two uppercase letters. But remember the symbol on top of it is vital because this little symbol tells you, are you dealing with a line, which means it has two arrows at both ends? Are you dealing with a segment, which doesn't have anything at the end? Or are you dealing with a ray, which only has one arrow, one end, okay? Segment, it has a beginning and an end. It's named by two capitalized letters, and the symbol is just, it starts and it ends. There's nothing there. The ray will always start with its vertex, and then it keeps going. And I made this notation here just to remind you. Two rays are the same, even if they use two different letters, if they have the same vertex, so they start with the same letter, and they go in the exact same direction. So ray AB, it starts in A, that's your vertex. It's the same as ray AC. They start with the same letter and they go on the exact same direction, same line, right? Now, if I would say, is ray AC and then ray BC the same? One of them starts with A, the other one starts with B, they're not the same, okay? But if they both have the same starting letter, the same vertex, then they're the same ray. Then we talked about planes, and I don't have anything next to me. This is a plane. It's a 2D thing that has a length of a width. We said it also has two notations. You can either name it by one capital letter, plane M, and then there's not going to be a dot next to it. It's just a capitalized letter. Or you can name it by three distinct points. In this case, it's plane P, Q, R. You have 3 points. I can name it like that, okay? We talked about intersection of a line and a plane, and it's always a point. Think about it. If you just put a stick through a piece of paper, it only has wherever it cuts that paper. That is a point. The intersection of two planes is always going to be a line. And while I did this for one class and not for the other, remember I did this. I said if they intersect each other, of course they're not working as fast as I want them now. If you look at these two planes intersecting each other, the intersection is a line right here, right? That's your line. Mine is a segment because it's finite, but if it's just two infinite planes, it's a line. So that's what we called it. And then the last thing we looked at notation-wise were angles. And we said that an angle can be named by just one letter, that being the vertex. Your little place where the angle changes direction is called vertex. Or you can name it by the three letters that you have there. But remember, your middle letter has to be your vertex at all times. So if you're naming this angle RQP is wrong because Q is not your vertex, P is your vertex. So this can be either QPR or RPQ will work, okay? And then we looked at how to, I'm not going to measure a segment for you. I have a feeling you got that down. You do need a ruler. But if you would be to measure any kind of angle, you're going to need one of these. They all going to have a little dot in the middle. You're going to put that dot where the vertex is, right there. And then you kind of look at this and estimate. Mine is about 47 degrees, okay? But that's just, you will look where this line is. Now keep in mind, because this is important, we've learned about 3 types of angles. I didn't put it here. Well, 4 types of angles. Acute, obtuse, right, and straight. Straight is just a line, right is 90 degrees. But when it comes to your protractor, you're going to notice that it has 2 different measurements, right? So when I put it right here and I measured, I either get about 47 degrees or I get about 133 degrees because there's 2 different measurements. So I'm looking at this angle, I'm going, which one of them is correct? Well, this is an acute angle, which means it's under 90 degrees, so 47 would be the correct notation. Had my angle be a large one or over 180, that would have been 133. What you're hearing is my son, my husband, blowing the leaves. Sorry about that. That's about it. That's all we've learned in that class that is of utmost importance. Happy homework. Sorry about noise.